Go ahead, Gino.
You're here at the National Real Estate Cafe with Don Getling and Gino Franti, and today we're here to tell you that interest rates will be low forever.
Don't you wish? But it seems that way. Literally, rates have been low for historically long periods of time at some of the historically low rates. So we've been trying to tell you all the time, please take action, please take action, please take action. I've been doing this for 30 years, and I've seen how rates go up and down and how it affects your purchasing power. Let's go to the first slide.
Let's take a look at the slide, but while we go to the slide, I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about something. Don and I are always willing to take some risk when we give you the news of what's happening on the street. Well, the heartbeat of the street says that this might be the turning point where rates start to rise for good. I know you've heard that a couple of times, but we pretty much maintained that things in Europe weren't allowing it to happen, negative interest rates weren't allowing it to happen, global fears weren't allowing it to happen. Italy's in good shape, Spain's in good shape. Pretty much everybody in Europe. No Portugal, right? You haven't heard Portugal in a long time. Greece? Have anybody heard Greece lately?
You're going to hear it again, though.
Okay, but not to the degree that we heard it. So everybody's starting to feel a little bit better, a little more confident, spending a little more money, and inflation is ticking up.
Okay, that is the key. I'm going to jump on that because realistically, we just had the Fed come out and go, we're okay with a little extra inflation. Well, inflation is what deteriorates the value of a bond, a mortgage-backed security, aka your interest rate, and what you have to pay to get that interest rate or get a return on that investment. All that means to you is if inflation increases too much, people aren't going to pay as much, and you're going to have to actually give them a higher interest rate to attract the business because it's going to be eaten away by the inflation.
That's right. So let's take a look at what's going to happen here if rates go up.
All right, the main thing is this screen just tells you that when rates go up, your purchasing power goes down. Rates affect your purchasing power more than price. Everybody thinks, I'm going to save 10 grand. Well, if your interest rate's 0.5% higher, you lose.
Not to get too complicated, but because it affects the liability side. So for every dollar in liability that you have, you need $2.3 in income to support it, basically for standard underwriting guidelines.
All right, so let's show you a little chart that kind of graphically helps you with the loss of purchasing power as interest rates rise.
Wah, wah.
Oh, wait. How does that happen? You lose purchasing power. This is we're talking just going from 3.25. This is just give you some round number. Let's even start at 3.5.
Go from 3.5 to 4.5. Totally realistic story.
All right, so now you just went from a purchasing power price at 243, almost 244, all the way down to 231. So you lost 12 grand worth of purchasing power, which is a substantial 5%, 7.5% basically, 5%. 5% of your purchasing power.
Okay, but you could lose as much as 10% if you're looking at anything over a 1% change. And a 1% change is not very unrealistic. That's something super realistic. Just a year and a half ago, we were at 4.5%, 5%. It wasn't a big deal.
I mean, 5%. I mean, there was a time when we were at 7, everybody started about 6, and we were at 6, everybody started about. You can see where I'm going. So for the rates to go from the mid-3s back up to around 5 is not unrealistic, and you're going to lose 10% of your purchasing power.
Okay, but we also don't want to be Chicken Little and say things are horrible because inflation leads to wage inflation, and wage inflation leads to growth and GDP and healthy economies. This is why
home appreciation,
all these good things. So that's why the Fed's been trying desperately to create inflation. Now we finally have a little bit, and it's good. A little is good, a lot is not good.
All this is going to do is affect your purchasing power. You may have a little money in your pocket, but I'm sure you don't want to give it away. So now is the time to take action. You heard it here. We're going to replay these back to you, and you go, you should have listened to Don and Gino. And you should share these videos and get them sent to your own phone by texting NREC to the number 58885.
If you're like me and you want email, go to nrecafe.com and subscribe for our email service. Either way, whatever works for you.
All right, in 5.5 years of radio show at donandgino.com. Great interviews there. We love sharing great information for you. Thanks for tuning in.